With the unfolding scenario of pandemic brought about by COVID-19, a lot of sectors in the country and in the whole world are facing big challenges. The education sector is not excused from this. That's why the Department of Education has been working hand in hand with both private and public schools to find ways on how to make learning possible, even though the learners are not physically in school. Likewise, DLA is continuously finding ways on how to improve its academic service and support to your children and to you as our partners in the education of your children. To formally welcome us in today's program is the ever dynamic and dedicated school head of Divine Light Academy Bacoor in Las Piñas. Let us welcome Dr. Leonila D. Sese.
A pleasant day to all of you, dear parents and guardians of our students, and all those who will join this webinar. We welcome you to the first webinar as a way of preparing for the distance education of your children to commence on July 15, and at the same time, condition our minds to the new normal in education. In most, if not all of my past speeches and welcome remarks, I would always call you partners in the education and formation of your children, our students. More than ever, it is now that this partnership is vital and most needed. Because of the limitations of the quarantine, I think we won't be able to conduct the usual face-to-face classes for a long time, even up to the end of the school year. It is therefore imperative that we join hands and collaborate in our online and offline classes. The quarantine caused by the pandemic brought about enormous changes in our lives, and all we can do is to adapt and embrace that change with an open mind and growth mindset. As often emphasized by speakers and leading educators, parents do not substitute for teachers, but rather complement the teachers when they deliver instruction, whether online, offline, or through modules. It is a natural reaction on your end to feel indifferent and anxious to play that role because of a number of reasons, especially if you are a working parent and doesn't have the time to supervise your child or your children. Hindi po kayo nag-iisa at sana hindi nyo rin kami pababayaang mag-isa. Allow us to walk you through this rather unique and different journey. It is quite a bumpy road, but with our combined effort, collaboration, and strong determination, we will succeed and be able to achieve our common goal, that is, to give your children the high quality of education they deserve. More than ever, there is a need for more open parent-teacher communication and consultation in this setup. In our future orientations, we will give suggestions on how to assist your children set up a dedicated study space for them and how to help them manage a schedule that is most conducive and sensitive to their needs, and also what gadgets will be most helpful for them. In this view, may I share with you our proposed schedule of webinars and orientations we have prepared especially for you. Of course, we will start today, Monday, the welcome and introduction of the parents webinar, the 7 stages of transition by Ms. Tess Daguob, the flexible learning system by Dr. Mimi de la Cruz, and a sample of a mini lesson in English grade 6 by Ms. Nina Landicho. And then, of course, that will be followed by the recorded webinar of a famous psychologist, educator, Dr. Sheila Marie Hoxon, or Dr. Sheikh. It is entitled Journey to Psychological Well-Being, Mindset, the New Psychology of Success. And then on Tuesday, June 16, Miss Bea Choi, the daughter of a very good friend of mine, Mrs. Charito Garcia, will conduct a recorded webinar, Set Your Children Up for Success in the New Normal. On Wednesday, Ms. Trish Castro will conduct another recorded webinar, Teacher and Parent Partnership, Building the Future of the New Now in Education. Parents, you will notice that the two webinars on June 16 and June 17, Tuesday and Wednesday, are both recorded. That is because you might be going to the office, you might be working, so we will be sending you the links for the two recorded webinars, and you can watch them at your own time when you go home after office hours. On Saturday at 10 a.m., there will also be presentation of sample learning packages and mini lessons by the teachers of DLA Las Piñas and DLA Molino. And then the next Saturday, June 27, the Genio Learning Integration Specialist, or the LIS, will orient you parents on the use of technology using Genio, because that is our learning management system. From 8 to 9:30 in the morning, the grades 1 to 5 parents will have their orientation. This is for DLA Las Piñas. At 10 to 11:30 in the morning, the LIS will orient the grade 6 and 10 parents. In the afternoon, there will be another seminar for DLA Bacoor. That is still Saturday, June 27. 1 to 3 will be the orientation of the grades 1 to 5 parents, and 3 to 4:30 orientation for the grade 6 to 10 parents. You will notice, parents, that there are no scheduled orientation of the Genio LIS for preschool and senior high school. That is because they are not subscribers of Genio, our learning management system. But rest assured that the preschool and the senior high school parents will have their own orientation by their respective faculty and administrators. And then to follow would be, we don't have dates yet, that's why it's to be announced per school. This will be separate parent orientation programs by level, so that the orientation programs will be customized and more personalized. Separate parent orientation by levels of DLA Las Piñas and DLA Molino. May I please take this opportunity, parents, to announce that physical enrollment starts today, June 15. Parents may come to school to enroll their children. Health protocols, of course, will be strictly implemented within the school vicinity by our security guards and health personnel. Only Gate 5 or the highway gate will be open. Online enrollment will still continue. I repeat, in spite of the physical enrollment, we will still continue with the online enrollment for the parents who really cannot come to school in person because of their work schedule. So that's it. Again, parents, thank you for accepting our invite for this webinar and orientation. Stay safe and healthy. Good day to all of you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Cese. All of us are going through this abrupt change or transition to the new normal. And I quote one tagline from a famous real estate company: "The new normal can even be better and more meaningful than the old. It's still in our power." At this point, Mrs. Maria Teresa A. Daguog, Vice Principal of DLA Bacoor, will share with us an insightful message on the 7 stages of transition.
Each of us has his way of coping, and we have our way of moving on in spite of the difficulty. Don't worry, because no one is exempted. What we are in right now is a transition from the old one to the new one. Today, I'm going to share with you the 7 stages of transition, which we are all experiencing in these times. Can you see my screen?
Yes po, Ma'am Tess.
All right, so the 7 stages of transition, which I got from the Kids Smart Unit, working with schools and parenting and consumer education, moving families forward. From Agricultural Extension Service, the University of Tennessee, Tennessee State University Cooperative Extension. So the first stage, we call the first stage the fog. This happens at the end of the stage of old stage and before the beginning of the new stage. Persons in this stage feel like they are living in a fog and feel overwhelmed or confused. Did you experience that? I'm very sure. And this is what you can do for your children. Encourage them to be around familiar people and things. Help them to continue good health, healthy habits. Help them to avoid making hasty decisions or acting without thinking. And you can apply that to yourselves as well. The second stage is the denial or minimizing stage. This happens in reaction to change. Even though they may be pretending that everything is okay, they may be more sensitive than normal and may overemphasize normal behavior. They may push others away during this time. And what to do with your children? Encourage your children to talk about or write down their feelings about what is happening to them. Next stage is the low point. This is the point when persons feel low, depressed, and helpless. They may have a low energy level and become angry easily. I'm sure you all experienced that. And what you can do with your children. It is important to let your children know that it is okay to feel that way. Listen to what they have to say. Avoid giving them advice. Keep them busy doing things that don't make much thought, such as helping with chores or playing simple games. The next stage, the fourth one, is the beginning to let go of the past. This is the time when persons begin to face what is past and the losses that go with that. They may feel very insecure going into the new situation. What you can do with your children. Help your children identify what has ended and what has been or will be lost because of that. Help your children grieve the losses. A ceremony or ritual such as writing a poem or a story about the stage in life being left behind may help them to move forward. Help your children identify the gains that may come from the new stage in life. Next, we have the fifth stage. This is looking forward toward the future. Persons begin to feel more confident with a change at this stage. However, they may move between this stage and earlier stage for a while. They may become excited about the future and become more outgoing at this stage. And with your children, you can learn all you can about the new situation. Find a book to read together or find information about what to expect in the new stage of life. Try to help your children look at the new situation in a different way. The next stage, the sixth one, is finding meaning in the transition. This is the time to create new patterns or traditions. Things become more peaceful and all the turmoil of change starts to make sense. The future may look promising. What to do with your children? Give them time to be alone, to think through the changes and to think about what their new life is like. And the last one, the resolution of the transition. This is the final stage of the transition process. It is the new beginning. It is accepting the change and understanding how it fits into one's life. There is a feeling of moving forward. Life seems balanced and normal again. And what to do with your children? Provide a stable home for them to reinforce these feelings. Okay, so those are the 7 stages of life, or those are the 7 stages of transition. And if you will go back to the first 3, to me, the first 3 stages are the stages when we feel anxious and worried. The next 2 give us a feeling of accepting and becoming hopeful, while the last 2 would make us feel inspired and that we embrace the reality and we act and become confident and courageous. I hope you are no longer in the first 3 stages. It's good if we have already moved on to the last 2 stages where we already find the meaning and God's purpose. So to all of us, good day and stay safe and blessed. Thank you.
Sir Edgar, excuse me.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir Edgar.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, there was somebody posted, or somebody asked, what about the senior high school and the preschool department
Yes.
for the LMS, or the Learning Management System, or Genio? Dear parents, sorry for that. That's a very good reminder, whoever asked that. We did not include the senior high school and the preschool in the LMS or Genio, the Learning Integration Specialist Orientation, because they do not subscribe to Genio. Mapapansin niyo po, ang preschool, wala po silang Genio, at saka yung senior high school. But nevertheless, the preschool department in both campuses, in both Las Piñas and Bacoor, will be communicating, will be orienting the parents also, but not the Genio specialist. In Las Piñas preschool, Dr. Laila is already preparing for that, and in Bacoor, Miss Tess Daguob is also preparing for that together with Joy Iparagire. And regarding the senior high school, our MC, Sir Edgar San Miguel, is very active in the preparation of the parent orientation. Am I right, Sir Edgar?
Yes, ma'am.
And while in Las Piñas, oh, by the way, in Bacoor, it's not only Sir Edgar San Miguel, but also Miss Gemma Cruz. These
Garcia.
two...
Gemma Garcia, ma'am.
Gemma, sorry. Miss Gemma Garcia is the senior high school coordinator, academic coordinator, while Sir Edgar San Miguel is the leader, is the senior high school level leader. So they will be the ones who will be orienting. So don't you worry, parents of senior high school and preschool, you will have your own orientation on those particular days. That is June. Is it June 27, Dr. Mimi? Miss Des?
Yes, ma'am.
The same.
June 22nd.
The same. I think they can already conduct the orientation simultaneously because they will have different speakers. So anyway, at the end of the session of Dr. Mimi, they will be confirming that. So thank you very much for that reminder. I'm so sorry to have missed the senior high school and the preschool department also. Go ahead. Thank you, Sir Edgar.
May I add to that, Dr.
Yes, ma'am.
Sese? Yeah, in preschool, we will be using the Edmodo and the Model app. So that will be presented to you during our parent orientation for the preschool. Model and Edmodo. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Ma'am Tess and Dr. Sese. For Ma'am Tess sharing, I'm sure it could help our parents a lot, especially during this transition and the paradigm shift that we're facing right now. At this point, Dr. Milagros A. de la Cruz, Principal of DLA Las Piñas, will now give us an overview of the flexible learning system that Divine Light Academy will offer this academic year.
Good afternoon, dear parents, guardians, friends. In response to our health emergencies brought about by COVID-19 and the need to suspend face-to-face classes, DLA offers our young Divinians the flexible learning system for both Bacoor and Las Piñas campuses. True and faithful to our vision, that we envision a DLA student as a child of light who brings out the light from within for the glory of God, the good of the country, and the world. And as mentors, we continue with our mission. Therefore, we commit ourselves to the total development of our students as children of light by providing them Christian formation, academic, and service programs. And of course, together with our parents as partners. As early as April 2020, the Department of Education required us to submit our learning continuity plan because learning must continue anywhere, anytime. And so we did. We started crafting and designing our own flexible learning system, and we're guided by some principles which we have adopted too. First is Maslow before Bloom. That only means the safety, health, and emotional well-being of our learners should be our utmost concern before we plan any instruction. Another principle, education must be inclusive. No learner is left behind. It caters to all types of learners. And so, we designed our own flexible learning system. As described by Dr. Fermin 2020, it is the design and delivery of programs, courses, and interventions that address learners' unique needs in terms of pace, place, process, product of learning, and the like. Also, we have to look into our learners' needs for the new normal. And so upon looking at each student's need, we came about 3 groups of learners who can be taught in different modalities. And so we have the synergism group, those with own gadgets and stable internet connections at home. The integrity group are those students who have gadgets, but they share them with the family members. Maybe 1 or 2 siblings will be sharing one gadget at home, but still they have good internet connections. Or those who have who own the gadgets but without internet or very poor internet connection at home. And then the autonomous group, those who have no gadgets, no internet. And so we designed 3 kinds of modalities. How will these groups learn? Okay, so we have the DLA homeschool online learning mode. We have the DLA homeschool offline learning mode. The DLA home-based learning mode and wired. And so what are the features of these modes of instruction for each group? For the synergism group, the school home-based online learning. It is synchronous with teacher's presence at least 15 to 45 minutes, depending on the level, face-to-face at every start of the period, followed by self-paced learning using e-resources, physical textbooks, or e-books assigned by the teacher. The integrity group, school home-based offline learning. It is asynchronous, self-paced, with no real-time teacher's presence. But all learning activities are identical with online learning. The recorded learning package can be sent through students' or parents' email or Genio account. The autonomous group, home-based learning mode. All competencies are identical with the online and offline learning. Weekly printed modules will be sent. It is self-paced and asynchronous learning. So, what does its learning package contain? Its learning package for every subject contains all the instructions, all the learning activities, all the e-resources, and the workbooks and textbook pages assigned to them for that particular unit or lesson. There are 3 parts of the learning package: the why, the how, and the what. Why? Why do I have to learn this lesson? Is it to answer a problem or create project or product? How? How do I learn this lesson? Learning through learning activities prepared by the teacher using e-resources or textbooks and worksheets. This is where the delivery of the lesson, whether it's online or offline, should be assured, because this is where the knowledge and skills and attitudes are built. And then what? What have I learned? What can I do with what I learned? For myself, for my family, for others. And so how do we deliver these learning packages via online? Of course, with the help of our Genio partner, the Genio e-learning. It is our main learning management system. It houses or is deposited by all our activities, lessons, resources for the teacher to send to the students after they have designed and curated and created the lessons. May I share with you one lesson using Genio by one of our grade 6 teachers. Please watch and see.
Good day, everyone. I am Miss Nina of English Department, and I am here to show you on how we can make distance learning possible. For this demonstration, I will be using 2 applications, namely Zoom and Genio. Zoom right here, the one that I am using to record this video, is a platform for online meetings. On the other hand, Genio is an interactive learning portal. The Venyans have Genio accounts, so don't worry and let's get going. Let's say our topic is adverbs. In English, the goal is that students will be able to compose or express their thoughts using adverbs. But as a teacher, it is my goal to make sure that students know which is which because we have different kinds of adverbs. So to assess that, Genio game can actually help us. Assuming that this is my student screen, this is how it's going to look like. In Genio, we have different kinds of games. So in that sense, students will not be bored or tired of playing the same game over and over again. For this very event, let us explore my own little farm. For a while. There you go. Since I am acting as a student, my goal here is that I have to answer each questions correctly because it has corresponding items, and those items will help me to build my own little farm afterwards. Let's go. So for example, frontliners are extremely appreciated for their hard work. So extremely right here is used as an adverb of degree. So since my answer here is correct, I will be given an item which is a bird. Different items for each correct answer. So we got a flower this time. There's actually a background song. I just don't know if you can hear it. But definitely if the students are the ones who are playing this one, there is. So we just got a pond. Definitely, if students are the ones who are answering this one, it won't be this fast. But because I made the questions, I know the answers very well as well. So it's very student-friendly. This is way, way interactive instead of having them answer some sort of wordy drill. So there you have it. So since I got perfect scores, I have here a total of 10 items. For example, the student have a total of 7 correct answers. So therefore, that students will be having 7 items to build his or her own farm. So we can actually give enough time or some time for the students to build their own farm. It's their own creativity. So in that sense, we are making learning fun. So there, this is the concept of the game. And remember, there are a lot of games wherein you can choose from. Now, after that game, we can actually, for a while, after that game, we can actually have some sort of processing so that we can attend to the students' concerns or questions, focusing on the item wherein they had a hard time or on the items wherein a lot of students committed mistakes. Now, the catch here is that even if I have a lot of my students answering at the same time, it's not a problem because Genio can actually generate or provide me the scores of the students right away. So that's how it is going to be like. So right after that, I can actually ask my students or encourage them to compose their own sentences already. And Genio can cater that as well through, for example, forum. So Genio has a lot of features that we can make use to make learning effective and fun, even if we are under this pandemic. So there you have it, one of the simple ways on how we can make distance learning possible. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Nina. She's from the English department. Okay, aside from Genio, teachers also make use of Google Classrooms and the many apps that is contained in the LMS. Also, some would use Moodle. Others may use screencasting for lectures. For sharing students' work, they use Padlets. For Zoom and Google Meet, this is for face-to-face real-time teaching, just like what Ms. Nina had just done. For student-to-content interaction, we have Wiz. For more formative assessments, I'm sure a lot of our students are very much familiar with it, the Kahoot and the quizzes. And for online group discussions, we have Google Meet. This coming Saturday, may I just inform you, we shall have other teachers who will be presenting to you the use of the apps that I mentioned and how they can very well deliver it through online lessons. So please attend again our Saturday webinar for the presentation of our teachers' mini lesson. Also, on that day, Ms. Briones, our English coordinator, will be able to share with you how the home-based unwired autonomous group can answer and learn from printed books, workbooks, and worksheets. And so for the autonomous group, yes, we have the printed books. And also for formative assessments, for the autonomous group, we also have worksheets for them, which will be sent to them or picked up by them from school for them to answer for a week. Okay, some parents have already asked me, how will you assess whether our students or my child has learned the lesson or not? If you send them the questions, naturally, they will ask maybe their parents or they will Google the answers. Well, we do realize that. And so we would like to adopt different types of performance tasks. These are the authentic ones, which require students to use skills, strategies, and knowledge learned while completing a real-world task that an adult would need to perform in his personal or professional life. It requires the students to explain, apply, or synthesize their learning. So I don't think it can be Googled. It can be Googled, maybe some information, but to put this task together as a product of learning would be authentic. It has to be authentic because it's student made. All right, so what are some of the features of this summative assessments? It should feature, or the questions should dwell authentic real-life situations and issues. What's happening now? It should be evidence-based. What are the things that proves that the child has learned a lot from the lesson? It is based on the most essential learning competencies, which has been prescribed by the DepEd. And the 3 R's. It should also measure the reasoning, reliance and responsibility of the child as he does, or the students as he does the task. And most of the time, it is interdisciplinary, meaning 2 or 3 subjects can join together to create one task for the students. And so, of course, you will be wondering, how will the subjects be divided in this kind of learning modes? Or this is a sample weekly schedule of grade school and junior high school. Okay, we still have the Monday to Friday schedule. In the morning from 8 to 8:30, they will have their homeroom period together with their homeroom advisor, of course. At 8:30 to 10, they might have science because it can be rotated, no? Science and health. Then in the afternoon from 1 to 2:30, English, and then 2:30 to 3:30, Hele, or any MAPE subject. Okay, Tuesday, the same, science and health, English, but this time, music. Okay? But on Wednesday, we shall have Filipino and Araling Panlipunan. On Thursdays, we shall have math and Filipino. And on Friday, math and AP, and of course, PE or art. On Thursdays, computer is also given on any day, as long as they are given once a week. Okay. So you might be wondering how long would be the lessons, screen time lessons. It is not 8:30 to 10, or it is not from 1 hour to 1.5 hours. No, we shall have only 15, as I have said, 15 to 45 minutes screen time, teacher led, but the rest of the period should be left for the children to do on their own pacing, on their own time. Okay, so don't worry that the students will be in front of the screen 6 to 8 hours. That would never happen. Okay, for our senior high school, we divided the subjects into quarters, the semester into quarters, and we assigned only 4 to 5 subjects, including PE, for a quarter. And so they have to complete these subjects and have their final grade at the end of the quarter. We only have 4, so they can really focus on these 4 or 5 subject areas so that they could really master it before they move on to another set of subjects in the next quarter. All right, so you would see here in the morning session, they have also homeroom. Then from 8:30 to 11:30, that is the first subject, subject 1. And in the afternoon, 1:30 to 3:30, subject 2. And 3:30 to 4:30, PE. That's only for once a week. Okay? For Tuesday, they will have subject 3, the third subject. And then in the afternoon, subject 4. On Wednesdays, just the same, they will have subject 1 and subject 2. On Thursdays, they shall have subject 3 and subject 4. So that means they will be meeting their teachers only twice a week, but for a longer time. And on Fridays, they shall have the assessments for each subject. And this is usually the summative type of assessment. When we say summative, it is graded and it's recorded and computed as part of the final grade. Okay, and another feature which should never be left behind is, of course, the teachers' consultation and conferences with parents and students. All right, there should be a greater time for communication between the home and the school this time because of this pandemic. Okay, so remember it is scheduled. You will be given a scheduled time, which you should also agree with with the teacher's consent, of course. And then the academic. What do you discuss then? Of course, first you discuss the academic performance of the student. Perhaps the teacher will start, and you will also have your input. And then study habits. What kind of study habits has been performing with your child? Okay? And the general behavior while they're performing their lessons or tasks, and after. What do they do after? Okay? So there, some of the things that we need to include in our learning package, in our flexible learning system, so that we could really deliver our remote learning remote learning or distance learning sessions to our students. Okay, I think I'm done. But before I close, may I just share with you uh, one quotation that I think will be very applicable for all of us during this time of emergencies when we have closed schools and we have only remote or distance learning for the children to go on with their learning anywhere, anytime. Okay, according to Seymour Papert, you can teach children all the things they need to know. The best we can do is position them where they can find what they need to know when they need to know it. Thank you. For questions and clarifications, you may email me at madclp@yahoo.com. Okay, there. Our next speaker, of course, is Dr. Sheila Marie Sheikh Hoxon. Please stand by. Her topic is Journey to Psychological Well-Being, Mindset for the New Psychology of Success. Okay, let me share a lesson, a short lesson from a teacher who is making use of Genio.
Good day, everyone. I am Miss Nina of English Department, and I am here to show you on how we can make distance learning possible. For this demonstration, I will be using two applications, namely Zoom and Genio. Zoom right here, the one that I am using to record this video, is a platform for online meetings. On the other hand, Genio is an interactive learning portal. The Venians have Genio accounts, so don't worry and let's get going. Let's say our topic is adverbs. In English, the goal is that students will be able to compose or express their thoughts using adverbs. But as a teacher, it is my goal to make sure that students know which is which because we have different kinds of adverbs. So to assess that, Genio Game can actually help us. Assuming that this is my student screen, this is how it's going to look like. In Genio, we have different kinds of games, so in that sense, students will not be bored or tired of playing the same game over and over again. For this very event, let us explore my own little farm. For a while, there you go. Since I am acting as a student, my goal here is that I have to answer each questions correctly because it has corresponding items, and those items will help me to build rather my own little farm afterwards. Let's go. So for example, frontliners are extremely appreciated for their hard work. So extremely right here is used as an adverb of degree. So since my answer here is correct, I will be given an item which is a bird. Different items for each correct answer. So we got a flower this time. There's actually a background song. I just don't know if you can hear it. But definitely if the students are the ones who are playing this one, there is. So we just got a pond. Definitely, if students are the ones who are answering this one, it won't be this fast. But because I made the questions, I know the answers very well as well. So it's very student friendly. This is way interactive instead of having them answer some sort of wordy drill. So there you have it. So since I got perfect scores, I have here a total of 10 items. For example, the student have a total of 7 correct answers. So therefore, that students will be having 7 items to build his or her own farm. So we can actually give enough time or some time for the students to build their own farm. It's their own creativity. So in that sense, we are making learning fun. So there, this is the concept of the game. And remember, there are a lot of games wherein you can choose from. Now, after that game, we can actually, for a while, after that game, we can actually have some sort of processing so that we can attend to the students' concerns or questions, focusing on the item wherein they had a hard time or on the items wherein a lot of students committed mistakes. Now, the catch here is that even if I have a lot of my students answering at the same time, it's not a problem because Genio can actually generate or provide me the scores of the students right away. So that's how it is going to be like. So right after that, I can actually ask my students or encourage them to compose their own sentences already, and Genio can cater that as well through, for example, forum. So Genio has a lot of features that we can make use to make learning effective and fun, even if we are under this pandemic. So there you have it, one of the simple ways on how we can make distance learning possible. Thank you.
Academy, Dr. Cese, and all the stakeholders of Divine Light Academy, and of course to especially to the parents, and of course to Sir Dennis of Rex Publication. So my assigned topic po for today, binigay po yung topic ko ni Dr. Cese, all about journey to the psychological well-being anchored by the mindset of the new psychology of success. So thank you so much din po to meron po nag-message na parent who watched me pala yesterday. Maraming salamat po. So some of my work also as part of the FEU is I'm also presently the consultant of the Unilab Foundation, especially for their mental health programs in the country, and also with Rex Publication. And I'm as a parent, I'm also a staunch advocate for anti-bullying. for career development, for the well-being of the family, marriage, and life protection. So yun just share lang po. So if you have questions, you can just have it in the comment section, and Sir Dennis will share it with you later. And I'm also encouraging you to also participate with your comment section pag meron po tayong mga activity para po live din yung ating activity ngayon. So I also gave a talk to the teachers for 2 sessions, and now in the all systems level approach of the Divine Light, importante po talaga that we reached out to the parents. So I'm thankful that Divine Light has a certain program for this, now giving importance to the parent. And word outline for this afternoon, it's all about the rationale, the agreement, the age of disruption and uncertainty, behavior changes and effects of COVID, especially for our children, the psychological well-being, kaya po talaga tayo nandito para po sa ating mga anak, mental health concerns, and how to develop healthy psychological well-being, especially in this pandemic. So one of the rationales is that in the Center for the Disease Control 2020, isa po yan sa reliable source that we have, including WHO, UNICEF, no? That the outbreak of the coronavirus 2020 may be stressful for people. So there are fear, anxiety, that can be overwhelming, especially, no? Lalo na ho sa ating mga anak. And we are not spared as a parent and as an adult. There's what they call really a strong emotional effect. And in the mental health in the Philippines, meron ho tayong tinatawag na mental health law that was approved last 2018. And binibigyan ho, no, ng karapatan ng lahat ng tao to affirm that mental health is a basic human right. No? So we are really for the welfare and an advocate for the well-being of the family, our children, our community, our school, and our country. And there are a lot of mental health problems along the way, and lalo na ho ngayon because of the pandemic. And WHO 2017 also cited, and based on their evidence-based research, that there are increasing number of mental health problems, especially among children and adolescents. No? So 10 to 20%, and now mas malaki pa ho yan sa pandemic that we are experiencing. And according to the DepEd Secretary Briones, sabi po niya, the first week of classes should really be focusing on psychosocial intervention, and one of that is counseling. So malaki rin ho yung role, hindi lang ho ng ating mga teachers as counselors, but of course our registered counselors in the different school. And our agreement for this afternoon is that I do hope na sana ho ngayong hapon na ito is that I do hope that we all have a growing mindset. No? So sana ho, everyone has what you call the learning agility. Sana ho tayo rin ay may intellectual humility to be open that the school is reaching out all for the welfare of our students and our family. So ang ibig sabihin din ho nito is that intelligence is changeable. So everyone is coming from different fields. And lahat ho tayo ay may binigay ang Diyos na God-given talent. And we just have to have convergence and synergy para magtulungan ho tayo. Okay? Meron din tinatawag na type of person, okay, na tinatawag na fixed mindset. Ito naman po yung mga magulang na hindi ho marunong makinig, no? Or they tend to be so expert and they tend to be so critical. Okay? So I do hope every one of us is leaning into a growth mindset in order for us to be successful, no? In raising our kids, in our family, not just only in our vocation. So this is the study of Dr. Carol Dweck. Okay? And the behavioral indicators of a growing mindset, na according to the study of Dr. Carol Dweck, in her book, The New Mindset of Success. So sabi ho dito, if you have a growth mindset, I do hope that all the parents here, all of us, teachers, advocates, no? Leaders of our school, and of course, counselors, stakeholders of the school, should be open to challenges and obstacles. So, everyone po, katulad po nung sinabi ni Ma'am Tess kanina, that it's really a transition. there is really a calibration, no? And the mga mitigating risks, pero dahan-dahan, no, we can adopt, and of course, we can find meaning and purpose, no? As a parent, taking care of our students, as a teacher, and a school stakeholder. So sana ho, yakapin lang natin ito, pero sana wag tayong magupo ng tea. But we have to do something. And that is what you call fortitude. No? What do you mean by fortitude? Facing obstacles and challenges through resiliency. The ability to bounce back. No? Kung tayo man po ay nadapa, nawalan tayo ng trabaho, of course, kailangan ho, tulungan ho natin yung sarili natin to be creative. No? Tayo ng mga pagkakabalahan natin. So, marami ho talaga ngayon into sales, into baking, no? Into innovation. No? So, I do hope that we have the resilient mind, heart, no? Behavior and character rooted from the great mercy of God, and of course, rooted from our mindset. And I do hope that we also exert a lot of effort. Kung dati po, mas mahirap, so mas mahirap po talaga yun. Kaya importante po talaga yung doble kayod. Kasi kung hindi, syempre ho, hindi rin magkakaroon ng magandang education ng ating mga anak. Okay? Very important din po is that we have to be open to criticism. So there are times na kailangan din po natin magkaroon ng self-awareness and introspection. Tingnan din po natin ano yung mga kahinaan natin, no? So that we can converge and synergize with people, especially the schools that we have. And I do hope that we are also open to the success of others. So hindi ho puro galit, hindi puro sama ng loob, no? Pero sana ho tayo ay bukas para din sa pagbabago at success ng bawat tao. Okay? So sana ho hindi tayo itong always sumusuko sa challenges. Sana hindi tayo tinatamad, but we have to have a productive and successful mindset, motivated mindset, no? Sana ho we also have what you call innovative mindset, no? And I do hope that we are not really on criticism, critical ho, no? Mahirap po talaga mga pinagdadaanan natin. So it's really a matter of adapting and adjustment in order for us to be aligned and masasanay ho tayo, and we can definitely win this struggle. And of course, hindi sana tayo mainggitin. Okay? So ang tanong ko ho ngayon is that, meron po ba tayong growing vertical fixed mindset? No? So marami ho talaga tayong mga matatalino ngayon, pero there are instances, even leaders that we have, na kahit sa sumobra, no? Nawalan na ho minsan ng pagkakaroon ng pagiging bukas na mindset. No? So I do hope that it is aligned with our intelligence, aligned with our heart, aligned with our behavior, and aligned with our character. Okay? So this is what they call the open space technology principle. And I do hope that we believe that number one, that every one of us is the right person. No? So sa lahat po kayo na 350 parents, you are the right person. No? You are accountable to the lives of your children, which only means that if you cooperate and when you converge and synergize with the school, it is very important that you are showing that you are the right parent. No? Kasi importante po yung mga anak sa inyo. Number two, that whenever it starts, this is the right time. I'll give you an hour to give you this talk. No? And I do hope that whatever happens is just a beginning. A right partnership, a collaborative partnership in the new normal for a better now and for a flourishing new normal. And of course, this should also be the beginning of something great for all of us. And principle number 4, I will end after an hour. So you can also have quality time with your family, because I know that this is also a rest time. So this is what they call the situation that we are experiencing. And this is what they call the age of disruption. No? So disrupted na ho talaga. From the face-to-face traditional, we were pushed and we were, because of the circumstances, we were somewhat here now. No? Nandito na ho tayo ngayon sa mga virtual meetings. Minsan nagkakaroon na tayo ng mga Zoom fatigue or Teams fatigue. Okay? And ito na ho talaga ang nangyayari. Okay? And this is also what we call the VUCA world. When you talk about VUCA, it's a volatile, mabilis sa mga pagbabago. U is uncertain. Okay? Very uncertain po lahat na nangyari at hindi natin alam kailan matatapos. Kaya kailangan ho tayong magtulungan para masolusyonan ho ito. It is a complex situation. Hindi siya simple. And of course, it's ambiguous. Okay? Ito rin ho yung nangyayari sa age of disruption in VUCA world in the PR professional. Nagbago rin ho ang landscape. Nagkaroon ho ng bagong technological innovation, more diverse workforce, at ganito rin ho ang nangyayari sa ating eskwelahan. And sa ating pong communication, napakarami hong fake news ngayon. Okay? Napakarami hong mga bayaran na trolls. And marami ho talaga ngayon artificial intelligence din. That somewhat tweak our values. No? Na minsan ang mali ay nagiging tama at ang minsan ang tama ay nagiging mali because of this, the negative trolls. And ito ho yung medyo all the parents are discerning. Actually, pinagdadasal talaga nila to. And even me. And this is what we call online education or e-learning. But as I can see in the program of DLA, no, napaka-prepared naman po nung nakita ko. No? And I do hope sa tulong po ng mga magulang, we can definitely execute it successfully. And in this COVID, there are a lot of uncertainty, a lot of isolation, anxiety, and sadness. Prior to this, nagkaroon po ng Iran conflict mga December 2019, Taal volcano eruption na naapektuhan definitely po ang Cavite kasi napakalapit niya doon. African swine fever, Jaden breakup, no, nakakatawa pati showbiz, ang dami hong kabataan ng nag-tweet diyan, tapos namatay pa po si Kobe Bryant na idol po lalo na ng mga asawa at anak natin. The hostage taking in Green Hills, the VICO issue na political, the Pimentel COVID, nagsara pa po ang ABS, nagkaroon pa po ng Dr. Duque's issues of resignation at saka yung hindi natin alam kung anong wave ba talaga. And the effects of that is nagkaroon ho tayo ng a lot of sickness and death, no? Wherein most of the families were affected. The second wave was poverty. And of course, the third wave, no? Yan na po yung mental health problem. So there are also along the way abuses and violence, especially among children and family concerns, unemployment, school, safety, and survival concerns. At ito po yung ginagawa namin sa UNICEF. I am also working for UNICEF and the World Bank. And I'm also working for UNILAB Foundation. And these are part of the survey that we had. Wherein, ano po ba ang epekto ng pandemic sa mga Gen Z? At ito po yung mga anak natin. No? From 0 to 10 in the study of David Berkowitz, they're what we call the Alpha Gen. And the 11 to 22 years old are what we call the Gen Z, which is what we call the new digital native. So mas tech-savvy po sila, mas dynamic sila. Okay? So kabisado na nila ang bawat sulok ng bahay, gusto na nilang lumabas, no? Lalo na pagkaaway nila yung mga magulang nila. Kasama ko na ang mga baby boomer ko, mga parents kasi hindi marunong sa technology. No? So meron po mga generation gap. No? Lalo na po kung yung mga magulang nila ay nasa abroad. And marami po talaga tayong guardian na mga grandparents, no, na syempre may edad na rin at may mga sakit na hindi na rin natututukan ng kanilang mga apo. Nakakasawa ang routine. Laging saan mo na, no? So minsan syempre sa hirap ng buhay, minsan talaga nakakalimutan natin na magpasensya. Tapos po yung mga medyo high school, medyo na-in love, so medyo yung crush, yung mga may barkada, no? And marami ho talaga nakamiss ng mga milestone ngayon. Graduation, fair, at junior, senior prom, athletics activity, no? Club activities, and then hindi na makapag-basketball or makapaglaro. Marami pong nakapag-miss talaga ng pag-aaral. No? Pero sabi nila, hindi nila na-miss ang distance learning kasi daw boring. Kaya, I think, importante ho talaga na ma-orient tayo kasi tayo ang number one motivator ng ating mga anak. And kailangan ho tayong sumabay sa teknolohiya, lahat ho tayo para ho matulungan ang edukasyon ng ating mga anak. Kasi ho, kung hindi ho tayo matututo and we are not open to growing mindset, mahuhuli ho tayo at hindi ho natin magagabayan ng ating mga anak. At pwede rin ho silang maging at risk. At mawawalan sila ng self-esteem kasi hindi sila makasabay. No? And these are the observed behavior changes of your child, especially ngayon pong may pandemic. No? Sabi, not all children and teens respond to stress in the same way. It depends po sa personality. It depends din po sa coping, support of the family. And of course, it depends also on the values and the resilience. No? So pag meron po mga excessive crying or irritation, ang inyong mga anak, somewhat there is a problem. Minsan may mga times na nag-regress sila or returning to behavior that they have outgrown, like toilet, yung sa toilet training, yung nagbe-bedwetting, bigla pong nakalimutan nila. Okay? So ito po ay somewhat sign of trauma or sign of anxiety or worries. So ito po, marami rin pong guilty dito na unhealthy eating or sleeping habits, no? Puro junk foods, puro po mga fatty foods, no? And then ito po, marami pong mga bata rin ngayon ang nagkaroon ng school performance kasi nga ayaw nila yung online learning. Kaya importante po na ngayon, importante na sabayan po natin ang pag-aaral ng mga bata sa tulong ng partnership ng eskwelahan para po ang absolute truth to love online learning is coming from the environment, the parents, and of course, the teachers. And then ito po, yung excessive worry or sadness, no? Yung mga negative thoughts nila, ano na naman ang ulam, no? And of course, when you leave your family to go and get supplies, napakarami pong worry na pwedeng mahawahan. And the irritability and acting out behavior among our teens connected to the poor social emotional learning and their self-regulation. So marami yung mga bata ngayon na nagkakaroon ng mga sad fishing. What do you mean by sad fishing? Ito po yung mga negative posting ng mga kabataan. Kasi minsan hindi nila kasundo kanilang parents or negative yung environment or bore na sila. So nagpo-post po sila ng mga negativities, no? And because of that, lahat naman po ng tao ay may karapatan na mag-post sa kanilang wall ng kahit anong post. Pero importante po that there's what we call ethical responsibility and yung responsibility po na pwede po kasing makahawa ito. Kaya po ang mental health problems ay talaga pong parami ng parami. Kasi ito po ay nakakahawa. Nakikita ho nila, minsan meron din mga adult na ganito, yung irresponsible posting. Kala nila, ano nangyayari? Kala nila ito ay normal kasi yun ang nakikita nilang absolute truth ng kanilang mga magulang. So let us always remember every second, every minute, no, is you are creating an absolute truth and values to your children. So ingatan po natin na yung values po ng mga bata ay hindi sila ma-confuse. E nakikita ko ang tamang values online and offline sa atin and in the different people that we deal with, especially our loved ones. Difficulty also with attention and concentration. Yan. May joke po dyan. Yan. Ikot-ikot muna ako sa bahay. Baka may mas madiscover kayo. Yan. So lack of attention and concentration. And of course, marami rin po dito, sabi ni CDC 2020, avoidance of activities enjoyed in the past, unexplained headaches and body pain, kasi po yung psychological problem, can also have an effect, no? Sa ating pong physical. Kaya kailangan din po talaga mag-exercise, mag-mindfulness at yoga at gumalaw. And of course, marami pong vices, no? Alcohol, tobacco, drugs. And ngayon, ang mga bata, I just gave a talk kahapon, yung internet gaming addiction. which was declared by the WHO as a mental health disorder. So ito po yung 15 apps na delikado, no? Nandun po yung dating sites na medyo delikado, and isa dyan sa delikado na yan. According po dito, no, sa Nina Police, is TikTok. Bakit po kaya? Marami po sa TikTok. Okay naman, masaya naman siya, pero it can be what? It can be a source of harassment, and pedophiles will attack them. So pag wala ho tayong time sa mga anak natin, at wala sila mapagsabihan ng kanilang mga problema because we are so focused with our work. Pag nag-sad fishing po ang mga bata, nagpakita sila na malungkot sila sa kanilang mga sites, sa kanilang sites, Instagram, Snapchat, no? At kung ano-ano pa. Somewhat, negative people will attack them. So there are some people na, hi, how are you? I'm a good friend, I can listen to you. Want to trade pictures? Yan. Tapos po, pag nagsimula siya, no, magkakaroon na po ng mga, minsan, na-influensyahan na po ang inyong mga anak, talk dirty to me, and then magiging sexual, and then magsisinungaling po yung mga bata with the parents. No? This is coming from the Child Rescue Coalition. Kaya po sinabi rin po ng UNICEF na napakaraming violence and sexual abuses at home through social media and online platforms. And TikTok is a pedophile magnet. No? So okay lang naman ho tayong magsayaw-sayaw na nakakatuwa. Kaya lang, of course, in the gender sensitivity, we have what we call the right to wear what we want to wear. Kaya lang po minsan, pag nakita po ng mga may sexual disorder, Filipino and abroad, may mga times po na pwede talagang ma-attack yung inyong mga anak. Lalo na kung saksihan sila, etc. And syempre, naive po yung mga bata. No? And minsan ang access nila ay nasa kwarto, so hindi natin kung sino po yung mga kasama nila or nakakausap nila. And of course, because of the addictions, no? Dahil minsan nakakalimutan natin magbigay ng daily routines sa mga bata. Ito po, yung addiction into gadget or internet gaming addiction. So this is a type person who died of internet gaming addiction because of fatigue. Hindi na po kumakain. Kung nakikita nyo, yan yung pagkain niya. Oh. Diyan na siya kumakain. Hindi na siya masyado naliligo. No? Ayan, bumulog na lang po siya because of yun po, sa pagod, lack of nutrition, etc. And syempre po, may mga times din, dagdag pa dyan, minsan, feeling ng mga bata sa atin is we are a stressor. And there's also a negative environment at home. Kasi nga po, hindi naman natin maiwasan na, syempre, minsan wala tayong pera, problematic tayo, na-laid off po tayo sa trabaho. Ang mga OFW po ay nawalan ng trabaho, slimming, etc. Okay? And exposure also to unusual situation. No? Ayan po yun. Yung mga nag-panic buying. No? And then ganito na po sa China. Wala na po. Yung sa iba nga pong TikTok, iniitsa na lang po yung medal or pumupunta na lang po yung mga registrar. Which is a joke na ginagawa po para na lang maging light. No? And what are the negative effects of COVID to you? No? So, lagay nyo na lang po kung ano po yung mga negative effects ng COVID to you. And then later, we'll just process kasi naka-screen share ako. Hindi ko makita yung comment box. Pero, ano po usually sa tingin nyo yung nangyayari sa inyong mga anak or sa inyo? Which is somewhat normal. Kasi po, we are definitely in an abnormal situation. Pero mamaya po, bibigyan ko rin kayo ng a little psychoeducation para alam po natin kung ito ay isang mental health problem na. So, mental health concerns are really the implications of this. So, sa panahon mo ngayon, maraming anxiety disorder, major depressive, internet addiction, okay? Post-traumatic stress disorder, etc. Suicide is the Gen Z's second leading cause of death. No? Nung unang panahon, feeling natin parang wala namang ganyan. Pero kasi po, yung mundo ng kabataan ngayon ay iba sa mundo natin. That even though we have one world, no, mabilis ho ang takbo ng sa kanila. And everything is volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous, and disrupted. Aside from this COVID na dumating pa. And what is child well-being? In the UNICEF Foundation, no, ang pagkakaroon ho ng child well-being is pagkakaroon ng holistic health. Physical, no, mental, career, social, that is rooted from the mindset. Okay? Number 2 is quality education. Kaya po ini-enroll natin sila sa isang magandang eskwelahan, katulad ng Divine Light, because we want to provide the holistic well-being of our children. Not only of the academic, but of course, because of the values that we will have in the quality school. Okay? Of course, importante po ang support ninyo dyan. Family relationship that is very pleasing, peaceful, harmonious, and full of love. And of course, the holistic psychological well-being. And then ito po, material well-being. No? Kaya ho talagang kumakayod ang mga magulang education and the right school. Okay? And then peer relationship. And then the right to participate. So sa bahay ho, pakinggan din ho natin yung mga anak natin na may mga say din po sila. Kaya meron dapat tayong mga family visions at saka po dapat family communication or family meeting kahit po once a month, no? For our agreements, etc. Of course, child safety, that they can play in a safe place, free from violence and abuses. Kaya pag nag-aaway ho tayong mag-asawa, wag ho natin pakita sa ating mga anak. And we have to respect all the people in our family and our engagement with other people because respect cannot be demanded. Respect what? Can be earned especially by our children. Okay? So pag may growing mindset ho ang inyong mga anak, one of the implications is what? They have high respect for you. Pero pag fixed pa ang mindset nila sa mga magulang, ibig sabihin hindi ho kasi nila naranasan yung tamang absolute truth with their parents. Okay? And then these are also, kaya ho naapektuhan din ang well-being ng kabataan because of the vulnerable groups. No? Ay mga at-risk children po, yan, katulad ngayon, they are definitely at risk. Ito rin po yung mga bata na nagkakaroon din ho ng bagsak or walang self-esteem or nabully. No? Ito rin po yung mga at risk kasi ho, nagka-problema yung mga magulang. No? Hindi nagkaroon ng forgiveness sa mga magulang. Ito rin po yung inaalagaan ng mga grandparents na syempre po medyo sakit or yung mga magulang na may serious medical condition na syempre ho, hindi na po masyadong nabibigyan ng attention. And this is my little family and these are my 2 kids, 4 and 10 years old. Okay? And we are not a family, but it is very important for us that we are the absolute truth for our children. No? Our minds, our heart, our behavior, and our character. And as you wake up in the mornings, definitely you really have to have a positive connection with your children. And of course, as they go to sleep, we have to take advantage of the quality time that we have because quality time among the Gen Zs and the Alpha generation is what we call love. No? So spend quality time with your children. I know that work from home is toxic, pero importante ho, no, na laging paraan. There's no such thing as work-life balance, but there's what you call work-life harmony. We really have to harmonize everything. And of course, our first priority, if we are spiritual, is God. If not, I respect you. Our first priority, our family, and of course, our career. So, generally, in the World Health Organization, in layman's term, psychological well-being is what you call a balance of physical, mental, emotional, family, and social health. And of course, spiritual for those who are spiritual. And that's what we call holistic well-being. Pantay-pantay ho ang paglago ng tao at wala hong dapat na naiiwan. Okay? Even in our finances. And a psychological well-being is coming from having the right self-image and self-actualization. I-nourish nyo po lahat at leverage nyo po lahat ng strengths ninyo, which is what we call your God-given talents. Okay? Your skills, your talents, your potentials, backed up by the resources that you have, which is your family, no, your environment, and your community and your workplaces. So if you have the self-image, which is definitely starting from the self, we will build resilience. Ano po yung resilience? It is the ability to bounce back after a difficulty. And it's very important na para ho tayo maging matatag sa hamon ng buhay. Kailangan po ang learning agility, which is what we call having the humility, pagpapakumbaba, and the courage, no? Umarap ho tayo sa hamon ng buhay. So, pagpapakumbaba, pag tayo ay nagkamali, at lakas ng loob, no? Na humamon sa ating pagkakamali at harapin ang problema at ang ating buhay for a resolution. Number 3, importante ho, if we are psychologically well, hindi ho talaga tayo pwedeng idle. Importante po na tayo ay masipag, no? Para ho sa ating pamilya. Okay? And then of course, we have to have to be an advocate of empathy, of genuineness. So empathy is knowing the feelings of your children. Genuineness, authenticity, becoming authentic, pagiging totoo, patalikod man or hindi, totoo pa rin, nakaharap, nakatalikod. And of course, being a blessing for others, especially for your family. Kailangan daw, bago tayo tumulong sa iba, di ba? That being a true helper is starting from the family. And everything is really coming from the family. So this is the RIPS model of psychological well-being. Ito po ay isang psikologista na gawa ho ng model para ho tayo maging psychologically well. And ang sabi niya, pag psychologically well daw tayo, this is also a gauge of true happiness within and external. Okay? And in order for us to be psychologically well, ano po yung mga coping mechanism natin? Okay? Pwede po ba ako mag-exit? And then titingnan ko po sa mga comment box niyo kung ano po yung mga ginagawa nyo, no? On personal growth, ano po yung mga ginagawa nyo para mag-grow tayo dito at mag-flourish tayo sa panahon ng pandemic. Maganda po yan sana. At saka po yung mga reading. Meron po si Rex ngayon eh. Nakita ko eh. Yeah, yung mga storytelling. Hindi lang laging parents ang nagwe-webinar. Okay? And then doing household chores. Movie nights. Yeah. So, take advantage of really connecting with your children. Yeah, playing with kids. Oh, grabe, may piko pa talaga. Nakakatuwa naman. Sige po. Marami pong salamat. No? So, turo nyo po yung mga, board games can definitely make them develop the critical thinking. Yeah, decluttering. And of course, doing things that they really enjoy. Kami po, ang games namin ng mga anak ko is usually categories, no? Lalo na bago matulog. And then you can also go for mindfulness. Nakapampatulog din mo yun. Yeah, answering worksheets and I think naglabas din po ang DepEd ng mga free Ganda naman po ang curriculum, definitely. Yeah, running early morning, no? And mission organization. Yeah, marami pong salamat. Thank you so much for the active participation. Nakakatuwa naman. Sige pa, balik po tayo, ha? Sige. And as you go for this nakikita niyo po yung ano ko, yung aking PowerPoint. Quiet lang, quiet lang. Nadaan na. Nakikita niyo po yung PowerPoint ko?
Yes po, Doc.
Sige. And after that, as you go for the psychological well-being, magkakaroon ho tayo ng character strengths, no? Magkakaroon ho kayo ng somewhat resilience, mas tatatag ho. Okay? Magkakaroon ng psychological capital, hope, magkakaroon ng empowerment, magkakaroon ng optimism, and very important po dyan yung purpose. Okay? So pag nagkaroon ho kayo ng purpose, nakita nyo po, no? So yung directions nyo ulit, okay? As we go to the new and flourishing new normal. So in your life, what is the most important factor of psychological well-being? So lagay nyo na lang ho, no? Ano pong pinaka-importante ninyong source of psychological well-being? So, para ho, hindi ho magkaroon ng mental health problems tayo at ang ating mga anak, no? Importante ho talaga that it starts with the stress. Stress coming from the environment. Yan ho ay nagsisimula sa bahay. So yung ating po mga words, we have to be careful with it. No? Hindi ho sana laging nag-aaway. And of course, the pandemic, no? Yan pa rin po yung isa nakaka-contribute. At pag wala hong strength of personality, strength of mindset ang inyong mga anak, strength of character, hindi ho nila alam kung ano ang tama at mali, lalo na kung ang nakikita nila ay puro negative, no? Magkakaroon ho talaga ng problema. And of course, resilience, the ability to bounce back after a difficulty, and the right attachment, no? Quality attachment to the parents and quality connection, together with their pets, yung mga may hilig po sa pets, no? So pag meron ho tayong ganyan, these are the protective factors that is coming from a simple stress at naipon-ipon, pwede ho talagang magkaroon ng gantong personal, no? Psychological problem. So, this is what they call the generalized anxiety disorder. Pag ang inyo pong anak, no, ay nakakaranas ng isang symptom ng ito, excessive worry, laging pagod na dati hindi, isa ho sa number one indicator na may problemang inyong anak pag hindi ho normal ang pagtulog. So, insomnia, kulang sa tulog, hindi ho natutulog ng 8 hours, at least 8 hours, or sobra sa tulog, 12 hours, 14 hours. Yan naman po yung tinatawag na from insomnia, na kulang sa tulog, to hypersomnia. Laging naiirita, lalo na pag walang telepono, and impaired concentration. Pag 6 months po na ganyan, nearly every day they are experiencing that. Pag isang symptom sa bata, there's what they call a tendency for generalized anxiety disorder. Pero ito po ay dapat i-assess ng isang eksperto, usually developmental pediatrician. Pag matanda, psychiatrist. Pero pag adult naman po, three symptoms of this or more, okay, also for 6 months. Yan. Sa depression naman ho, in the major depressive disorder coming from the DSM-5, which is the Bible of Mental Health Disorder, if you have 5+ symptoms over 2 weeks and nearly every day you are experiencing this, ito po medyo maikli ho siya, no? Either depressed mood or diminished interest. And 4 of this, kung makikita nyo, nandyan na naman yung sleeping problems, tapos nagkaroon ng either depressed mood or diminished interest, and then weight loss, psychomotor agitation, yung hindi mapakalibigla, no? Na dati kalmado naman yung anak ninyo, fatigue, worthlessness or guilt, inability to concentrate, or indecisiveness and thoughts of death or suicide. Ito po ay may tendency for major depressive. But of course, ito po ay kailangan i-assess fully through a battery of exam, and of course, laboratory test din, and of course, doctor po ninyo. DepEd, and of course, for adults, it's psychiatrist. So ito naman po yung tinatawag na self-harm, yung pong paglalaslas. At hindi ho lahat ng naglalaslas. Okay? So yung self-harm naman po is, pag mababaw po ang paglalaslas at hindi naman ho masyadong malala, At minsan naiirita sila kasi ang negative ng environment or hindi nila kasundo yung for example, parent nila. So wala ko sila mapaghingahan ng loob, ng sama ng loob. At yung socio-emotional learning ng bata ay mababa at hindi marunong mag-communicate sa mga magulang. No? So ito po, ang to alleviate that emotional distress, ano pong ginagawa? Sinusugatan po nila yung sarili nila. No? So the objective of self-harm is to what? To alleviate emotional distress. So nasasanay sila no, to ease the pain. Pero ito naman pong suicide is to die. No? So magpakamatay. So usually the method for self-harm is what you call low lethality. Here is malalala po, no? High lethality. Kaya po pag may mga ganyan kayong anak, make it to a point, lalo na kung may tendency for depression, kung pwede ho, patingnan na maaga kung merong ganong symptoms, and then itago nyo lahat ng sharp objects. Okay? Then, one method over time, ito naman typically one method lang. Okay? And the frequency and repetition, mas marami po dito sa NSSI, dito po sa suicide ay usually single episode. Okay? So, ang psychological aftermath nito is more on just a relief. Ito wala na talaga. Worse na talaga. Ayaw na talaga magising. So, this is what we call the post-traumatic stress disorder. Ito naman po yung pag na-trauma yung bata. No? So, ito po naman ang duration nito in the DSM-5 is 1 month. And then may exposure po, either direct or indirect. No? Nag-eyewitness lang. No? So, meron siyang exposure into a crime. Yung lagi po nag-aaway yung mga magulang. No? Nagbubuntalan or nagmumurahan or abuses. And then one or more of intrusion. Ito po yon. Mga distressing trauma-related dreams, memories. No? And then one or more of avoidance. Efforts to avoid distressing internal trauma. And then 2, negative cognition and mood. So amnesia, negative beliefs or worry. No? Yung mga negative beliefs po kasi natin, ito yung mga coming from automatic negative thoughts na hindi ho natin na proseso. At saka ito pong 2 or more of irritability and angry outbursts. Yan. Pag hindi ho mahawakan yung emotion. So 1 month or more of that, for those tendencies, no? Can be what? Can be a tendency for a post-traumatic stress disorder. So, ito rin po yung kinakatakutan natin ngayon, yung screen dependency disorder. And in the WHO, it is what we call the internet gaming addiction. And ito po yung mga lingo dyan, internet addiction disorder, internet gaming disorder, problematic internet use, compulsive internet use, pathological, and even yung pagsha-Shopee po natin na napakarami. It can also be an internet addiction, yung ating gaming, no? At ang ating pong social media. So yung Facebook addiction, TikTok addiction, or social network site addiction can also be an internet addiction. And how to develop psychological well-being in this age of disruption and uncertainty is number 1, ang eskwelahan at ang mga magulang. So kung sa eskwelahan ho ay dapat mayroong ganito in the World Health Organization Model of School Well-being Program, sana ho tayo rin ay may ganito sa bahay. No? Always positive social interaction with our children. Okay? And then, lahat po tayo ay magkaroon ng knowledge, attitude, behavior, and values of mental health education na parte po ng eskwelahan at parte rin ho ng bahay. And then, targeted intervention program at school. And then, sa bahay din po para po ma-prevent. Sa mga meron ho talagang disorder, professional intervention. Okay? So, kailangan ho natin humingi ng tulong ng eksperto. You can ask the help of your counselors, your psychiatrists, or your psychologists. Psychologists and counselors can definitely be for assessment. And of course, the psychiatrists are more for diagnosis. Psychologists, counseling intervention can be counselors. Psychotherapy can be on psychologists and psychiatrists. So, it is all for the support of all at kasama ho kayo dyan. Kasi kahit peaceful sa school, pero hindi naman peaceful sa bahay, nako, malaki yung problema yon, hindi po siya align. Or peaceful sa bahay, pero hindi naman sa school. So, importante ho talaga. Kaya po ini-educate din namin yung mga teachers for this. Para ho, align kayo parehas. And these are the protective factors of children para hindi sila magkaroon ng mental health problem. Aside from the protective factors that we had earlier. So, in the adversities, dahil napakarami yung problema, especially disruption, COVID, negative environment, lack of resources, no? And then mahina po yung character strength ng kabataan. Ano po nangyayari? Pwede ho talagang bumagsak. Kaya ho kailangan ng warm, supportive parenting, coping skills, stable environment, starting with the family, okay? And of course, positive experiences. So, una kong gawin natin sa pagiging magulang, importante po yung positive discipline, anchored by the positive psychology. That we have to be friendly with our children, pero importante po that they are backed up by firm discipline. Okay? So, kung ano po yung ayaw nyong mali na matutunan ng mga anak ninyo, importante po that we are to be a good example. Okay? So firm discipline is coming from the absolute truth and examples that we have every second, every minute, and every day that you are speaking, you are engaging with the people, etc. When you say firm discipline, ito po ay dapat may agreement kayo na hindi ho nababali. No? Katulad po, for example, wag magmumura, dapat ho hindi rin kayo nagmumura. Okay? So that they can have what you call the absolute truth that they are believing. And then, of course, fair agreement is coming from a rewards and punishment. Pag malaki ho ang kasalanan, malaki din ang consequence. Pag maliit ang kasalanan, maliit din ang consequence. So, hindi tayo pwedeng overacting na minsan parang pwede na nating sobrang palo, no? Na OA na minsan, no? And of course, we are not advocating also sa pagpalo in the positive discipline. These are the negative coping mechanism, and these are the positive coping mechanism. Okay? So grounding skills are very important in mindfulness, managing stress, physical activity, yeah, kanina po sinabi niyo yan, seek out elders and spiritual leader, learn patience, no? You can also definitely go for learning forgiveness. Meditation can also be setting goals. Yan, marami po kanina, cooking, baking, and cleaning. Delegating responsibility. Teaching life skills to your children para hindi rin sila medyo mag-addict sa gadget. Watch movie and listen to them, to music, no? Family night, and playing with pets. And this is what called the mindfulness exercise. Pwede nyo po ito pagising ng umaga kasama yung pamilya ninyo sa family learning mindfulness or grounding exercise. At pwede rin ito pagtulog or minsan pag nagkakaroon sila ng mga anxiety attacks or sila po ay nag-worry. So ito po yung ginagamit namin in my work in UNILA Foundation in collaboration with our university. Okay? So, hindi ko ito gagawin, pero ibibigay ko na lang sa inyo kung paano siya gawin. Okay? Because I know that there are other people who are not really into meditation. Pero ang pinakamaganda dito is sit in a comfortable place. And then punta kayo sa quiet place. And then focus your attention, no? Sa senses ninyo and in your body. Exercise your breathing, no? And then if you have some negative thoughts, make it a point to nahilahin niyo po yung isip niyo sa 5 senses exercise. So one is focus on yourself on the 5 things that you can see, which is one of the ways in order for you to build resilience. So ano po yung mga 5 things na nakikita nyo ngayon? The texture, yung poster, ng e-poster po na nasa harap ninyo. Maganda po ba yung kulay? No? Ano pa pong nakikita nyo ngayon? Baka katabi niyo yung anak nyo. Okay? So, focus on the details of the 5 things that you can see. The color, the texture, no? Etc. And if a negative thought is pushing you again, balik lang ho ulit kayo dito. Okay? So, 5 things that you can see. And then, focus yourself on 4 things that you can feel. Ano pong nararamdaman nyo ngayon? Are you feeling happy? Are you feeling calm? Okay, etc. And the 3 things that you can hear. So, malambang po yung boses ko talaga. And other things, no, pwedeng, kung kayo po ay nasa probinsya ngayon, no, sa Cavite, Tagaytay, or something, chirping of the birds, no? So, maganda rin ho itong gawin, lalo na pag medyo nasa labas kayo, lalo na sa garden ninyo. Okay. And then, focus on the 3 things that you can smell. Ano pong naaamoy nyo ngayon? And 1 thing that you can taste. Okay. So, together with this, you can have it in a breathing. Okay? Or kung kayo ay nasa grocery at medyo mahaba ang pila, kahit hindi masyadong tahimik, to focus your energy, no, and to regain again your energy and prevent all your worries, especially in this pandemic, no, finances, problems, no, you can also do this. And there are a lot of mindfulness activities that you can use. No, you can just have to search YouTube for the actual exercise and make it a habit, just like your yoga. So after that, importante po to also be psychologically well, especially your family. Hindi lang po yung inyong mga anak, but kayo, pati yung school. This is what they call the Family and Class Vision Board. So gawa po kayo ng mga ina-achieve nyo po for this year. Talk to it in a family monthly meeting. And what is your vision? Do you want a family that is happy? So you want to have a vision of a happy family. You want to have a vision of a spiritual family. You want to have a vision of a humble family. So it's up to you. Here, it is more on what? Adventure family ito. Okay? And after creating a family vision, nandyan po yung mga policies ninyo, lahat po ng mga agreements ninyo, etc. This is what they call a communication through a non-adversarial technique. Okay? So you can definitely communicate with your children in a very positive manner, especially if they have problems. No? Number 1 is to build rapport. Kumustahin niyo po muna yung anak ninyo. At kung may nakikita kayong mga negative signs, isulat niyo ito, i-record niyo. And then talk to your children and bigay niyo po yung mga observations nyo sa kanya. So for example, mamaya po, bibigyan ko kayo ng conversation. And then, what are you feeling? Okay? Anak, I feel sad about what's happening to you. No? These are my observations. Kasi, as I can see for a week, hindi ka natutulog, etc. Okay? And then afterwards, why is it that it's very important that you go for observation? Kasi para hindi sabihin ng anak ninyo, nagawa-gawa lang yung mga sinasabi nyo. Or nagbibintang kayo. Okay? So feeling is, you want to enter into the heart of your children. Okay? So that they can feel that they are important and loved. And then of course, express their needs, your needs to them. Anong mga kailangan nyo sa kanila, and the values, and the desire. And afterwards, go for requests, and then arrive into an action plan. Okay? Ano ulit yan? Rapport, and then the OFNR, observations, feelings, needs, and requests. And the end of that is what you call the action plan. Ano po yung agreed action plan ninyo? Paggawan niyo po ng action plan yung anak ninyo in order to develop or somewhat improve kung ano po yung medyo hindi nyo magandang nakita. Lalo na addiction, no? Lack of sleep, and other negative behaviors, especially being impatient, sumisigaw, etc. So this is what we call an example of a non-adversarial technique. Okay? Hi anak, how are you? It's a good morning. Kumusta ka anak? No? Okay? And then you go for observation. So this is, you go for the non-adversarial, not the adversarial. Kasi mapapaaway po kayo dito sa adversarial. Because this is very very direct, and our culture is not like that, no? So the past few days, anak, you've been absent, no, in our meetings and activities, no, or family meetings and activities, and I feel sad and disappointed because we miss our family meetings. It is important for me to that you actively participate, lalo na yung pagkain natin every day. I do hope that you'll be on time, and after that, you can really focus naman on the things that you do. Okay? And then, can you arrange to attend our line of family meetings and activities? And in order to improve that, can I give you an action plan? No? So, pwede ka bang magsulat dito sa worksheet na ito? And after what, mag-usap tayo and arrive into an agreement. So the one who will be making the action plan is not you, it's your children. And if there are some things that are lacking, ask the permission of your children if you can add more so that it can be improved. And monitoring will follow from the parents. So that's what you call, ano po ulit yan? Rapport, and then OFNR. Observation, feelings, need, and requests. And then after that is action plan. Okay? So very important po is that you build on resilience, no? Is the ability to bounce back after a difficulty. So para po yung mga anak ninyo at tayo, ay hindi po, for example, isang problema lang sa umaga, parang mamamatay na tayo. No? Okay. So importante po na para po siyang springboard, no? Na kaya po nating tumalon pag may problema at hindi pababa ng pababa at hindi na makakaahon. And resilience is coming from the different factors. No? Ito po yun, pagkakaroon ng pag-asa, at yung pag-asa na yun ay matututunan sa magulang. And of course, sa eskwelahan. Number 2 is inner dialogue. Hindi ho dapat tayo impulsive. Pero alamin natin kung ano ang tama at ano ang mali, ano ang pros and cons ng ating problema, at anong matututunan natin doon. The efficacy coming from the growing mindset, it is what? The belief that you can do a certain task. No? Ito po yung kahit gaano katindi ang hamon ng problema, naniniwala ka na kakayanin mo. Also rooted from your mindset. And there are a lot of self-efficacy. It can be career self-efficacy. It can be academic self-efficacy. So pag sinasabi natin na mahirap ang online learning, hindi ho talaga tayo magiging successful. Kaya importante ho na magkaroon tayo ng pagtitiwala and self-efficacy na kakayanin natin. Of course, through the help and partnership with our parents and our teachers. Learning agility, kailangan ho talaga tayong mag-flex at kailangan ho talaga natin maging agile and humble. And then, of course, resourcefulness through what you call the mental toughness. Matatag ho tayo sa hamon kahit gaano na walang ka-resources. Okay? So that is what we call resilience. And these are what we call the 10 things that you can do in order for you to build resilience. And I've made it with the Unila Foundation project that I have in collaboration with our school. And it's all about, number 1, awareness. Challenge your negative thoughts coming from the fixed mindset. Kailangan po, pinipraise natin yung mga anak natin in order for them to build their confidence and for them to really believe in their abilities. Kasi kung walang naniniwala sa kanila, hindi rin ho sila maniniwala. So wag ho nating sukuan yung mga anak natin kahit gaano pa katindi ang failure nila. Because they are God-given to us. And of course, they have their inherent potentials and talents na i-focus ho natin sa lakas nila. Control making the right choices. Developing the character strength, okay, of hope, of resilience, of gratitude, that we have to be thankful for the simplest and the biggest blessings that we have, that we survive this. And then solving problems. No? Kailangan din tayo magbigay ng mga real-life activities and scenarios at home and in school kung paano masasolve yung problema. At hindi tayo laging salo ng salo sa ating mga anak. Learning mindfulness is one. Yoga and other healthy habits. Communicating positively, just like a non-adversarial technique. Being a good example, online and offline. Being an absolute truth to your children. Educating ourselves through mental health. Okay? And of course, becoming a well-being advocate. You know? So tayo po ay dapat good example of healthy habits, no? Our food that we eat, our mind, our body, no? Our heart, and our character. So these are again the 5 minds for the future. Aside from the growing mindset, importante po in the study of Dr. Howard para hindi magkaroon ng maladjustment ng mga bata. Lalo na in August, wherein we will have our school already, no? Importante po yung respeto. Dapat po marunong pong rumespeto ang mga bata sa magulang, no? And saan mo natututunan yan? Sa magulang. Okay? So, saan mo natututunan yan? Through our good example as a parent. Okay? We also have to teach them to be disciplined and ethical, no? So, saan mo natututunan yan? Sa magulang. Okay? And of course, the media, TV, social media, print, no? Lahat po ng media. For them to know what is right and wrong, and always remember that the right cannot be wrong, and that the wrong cannot be right. No? So sana ho hindi tayo confused, no? Kung ano ang tama at mali. Okay? And of course, I do hope that we also have a synthesizing mind. Turuan ho natin yung mga anak natin na hindi lahat ng napapanood nila ay tama. At tayo rin, mga magulang at teachers, hindi rin tayo dapat laging puro fake news, no? Or nagpapadala tayo sa mga trolls. Hindi dapat, no? And then, very important is the creative thinking, the innovation, and know how to go for beyond existing knowledge. Going for the abstract, no? Okay? And of course, reinvention and innovation. So, importante din po yung mga negative thoughts natin. These are what we call the avoiding ants. So, importante ho na iwasan ho natin yung mga negative automatic thoughts. Pero proseso ho natin ito at wag ho nating palalain. No? And reframe it. Karamihan ng mga negative thoughts ng mga bata is, I'm unlovable. My parents dislike me. Okay? So, I do hope na hindi ho tayo maging source ng kanilang mga negative thoughts. Kaya importante ho that belongingness is very important. That they have a say, and lahat po ng ating mga anak ay ating paborito, pantay-pantay, lalo na po mga middle child, kasi minsan napapabayaan yung middle child. Okay? So, pantay-pantay. No? And also be careful with our mouth, na hindi ho nagiging bunganga. So, kung wala ho tayong sasabihin maganda, if our words are not true, and if our words are not calm, and if it can only destroy relationships with people, wag na lang ho tayong magsalita. Okay? Because it can definitely affect our students and our children. And of course, importante po yung character strength. Importante ho. Kanino ho matututunan ng mga bata ang character strength na ito? In the character strength of positive psychology, ang pagmamahal, kanino po nila matututunan? Sa inyo. If you love your children unconditionally, bumabagsak man or hindi, matalino man or hindi, okay? Leader man or hindi, you love them, then they will know what love is all about. Okay? And of course, the rest of the character strengths will follow. Paano po sila magkakaroon ng love for learning in the online world? Importante po that you are the anchor of your children together with the teachers. Okay? So love for learning and others. Bakit nagkakaroon ho ng negative problems sa mga bata? Lack of self-control. Okay? So ito po yung hindi ho nila madisiplina yung sarili nila, kaya importante ho that the discipline will also be coming from the parents. Kung gusto niyo pong hindi mag-gadget ng todo yung anak niyo, magkaroon ho kayo ng rules. In as much as possible, kung bata pa sila. For me, I don't allow sana na mag-gadget ang bata na wala ang magulang. Okay? So, dapat ho may gabay ho talaga. Okay? And then, of course, wala po sanang, ito po ay recommendation din ng mga psychiatrists at psychologists natin. Dapat ho ang computers ng inyong mga anak ay wala sa kwarto. Okay? Para hindi ho sila ma-attack no? Lalo na po ng mga pedophiles, no? At ang Wi-Fi po ay may schedule. Okay? At hindi buong layaw. Ang gadget din ay hindi buong layaw. Because let's always remember in developmental psychology that 0 to 12 is what? Knowing what is right and wrong. Hindi pa ho nila alam kung ano ang tama at mali. Kaya importante na matino tayong magulang at the age of 0 to 18. Kasi 0 to 12 is knowing the right and wrong. And 13 to 18 na, is definitely what? Cementing the ethical identity of our children. Okay? So sana po we are really a good example, mind, heart, character, okay? And as a person, totally, para po matutunan nila yan. And of course, the psychological capital, kung tayo po ay sobrang workaholic and we really want to invest and we really want to get rich, importante rin ho na hindi rin ho sobra yon. Ang pinakamaganda ho is also invest on psychological capital. Ano po yung psychological capital? Kailangan ho, kung tayo nag-iipon ng ating mga stocks and mutual funds and real property, importante ho na mas importante ho ito. Optimism, that we are positive and they can see optimism if we are also optimistic. Hope, pagkakaroon ng pag-asa. Makikita ho nilang pag-asa kung kayo ho ay may pag-asa. Self-efficacy, the belief that they can do their certain tasks. Mas magkakaroon sila ng self-esteem kung ang mga magulang nila ay mayroon din nito. And of course, tatag ng isip, puso, at ng pag-uugali, resiliency, okay, ay dapat ho nasa atin din. So, social-emotional learning, kung gusto nyo po yung inyong mga anak ay magkaroon din ho ng magandang pamumuhay at magkaroon ho ng self-control. Kailangan ho, meron silang tinatawag na self-awareness. Kausapin nyo po sila, knowing their strengths and weaknesses, para ho matuto sila ng self-management. Magkaroon din ho sila ng responsible decision-making, rooted from healthy communication and healthy connection to the parents. And then, of course, building relationship skills. And of course, social awareness. Okay? So pag maganda ho ang pakikitungo natin, lalo na sa mga yaya natin, wag ho natin patulan yung mga yaya natin. No? Hindi ho natin sila ka-level. No? Turing mo po natin silang isang kapamilya. Dapat mabait ho tayo, lalo na sa pinakamaliit na tao sa buhay natin. Para makita ng mga bata kung ano ang tamang respeto. Okay? Social awareness, pag meron ho tayong mga nakikitang negative or nababasa sa TV or sa ating mga platforms, ipakita nyo sa mga bata, yan anak, wag mong gagayahin yan. No? Hindi lahat ng ganyan ay tama. Okay? So you can also make it as a story, no, for them. And of course, importante po is a flourishing life through positive education. So, hindi ako masyadong naniniwala na dapat kailangan matalino. Hindi po ganun, no? Importante ho na balanse po ang pagiging matalino sa pagkakaroon ng social-emotional skills, character strengths, non-cognitive skills, no? And happiness. Importante po yung values ng tao. At hindi ho puro talino lang. In order for them to have a flourishing life, no? That is what? Not prone to mental health disorder. And this is what they call the mental health spectrum. And ito po yung average. This is what they call the moderate mental health. But if you want to have a flourishing life, you have to anchor it with flourishing, positive education. Okay? All ingredients are there, especially happiness, which is also a gauge to have a healthy psychological well-being. So always remember, according to Mahatma Gandhi, that your life is your message, no? And your life as a parent, as a school stakeholder, is rooted from where? Rooted from your mindset, a growing mindset of success, a positive feeling, a positive behavior, a positive character, and success among your children, among your families, in all areas of your life, and you will have psychological well-being. Success will definitely follow, and opportunities will definitely come, and blessings will be overflowing. So we are partners No? Parents and schools are partners, that the parents should teach their children, anchoring them also to academics, but also teaching them to be happy, healthy, and confident. And the schools also supporting the goals of the parents, no? Not only on achievement, discipline, and academic, but also on social emotional learning, and of course, character strengths. So, ito po yung aming book na ginawa ko po sa Rex Publication. It's this what we call the My Career Journey for grades 7 to 10. And the modules there are rooted in order for them to have what we call a psychological well-being, for them to create modules that they will know themselves, they will develop a growth mindset, social emotional learning, and of course, good moral character. So I do hope that you can also check it out. And we are called as a parent and as a teacher to become a professional responder, a professional helper, and a professional advocate for psychological well-being, no? In our family, in our offices, in our school, community, and our country. Okay? So maraming salamat po. And if you have some questions, you can reach me through my FB page and Instagram. That's Sheikh Guevara-Hoxon. And I have my YouTube channel for some videos. And also the LinkedIn. No? My LinkedIn is Dr. Sheila Marie Sheikh Hoxon. I do hope that we can meet there. Okay. So if you have some questions or reflections, kindly post it in your comment box. And maraming salamat po ulit. No? This is my third talk for this year with the Divine Light Academy. And of course, to Rex Publication family, maraming salamat. Sir Dennis and Dr. Cese and all the heads and stakeholders. Thank you so much also to our dear parents. God bless po. Ayan. Sir Dennis, okay na ako.
Thank you, Doc Shake. Thank you po.
Thank you so much.
Sige po. With this po, Doc Cese, baka may ano po, meron pa po silang info for the parents. Doc Mimi, hello.
Hello. Doc Mimi. Miss Tess. Thank you very much, Dr. Sheikh.
Thank you, Doc Cese.
Galing mo naman. Thank you, guys. All positive comments from the parents. I can see their chats. I hope
Thank
we
you
can
so
have
much.
some other time.
Oh, grabe.
I hope this won't be the last time.
Si Dennis po ang manager ko.
You have been very helpful. You've been very helpful. It was really a very productive afternoon for all the parents.
Salamat po.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, dear parents din po.
Thank you. Dr. Mimi, have you anything to say? Final words? I think she's already answering her email because all the emails were. Thank you, Dennis. Thank you, Dennis.
Thank you, Doc.
Please thank Rex Bookstore for us.
Yeah, thank you so much, Rex Bookstore.
Remember that the books I am ordering for both Molino and Las Piñas, I think, Dr. Sheikh, I think the parents are asking for a copy of your, will that be possible, Dennis?
Yeah. Opo, we'll send it na lang po if they need it. Yeah.
I think not if they really need it. They because it's very informative, very nice.
Yeah, thank you po.
They will have to review it from time to time.
Yeah, to guide the children.
From time to time. Yeah, so we can also share it to those who are not able to view this webinar.
Yeah, they all have
I think
a growing
Dennis
mindset,
Dennis can accommodate only 500, and we have more or less 3,000 parents. So we'll be needing those.
Yeah.
We'll just be the ones to. Thank you again.
Thank you po, Doc Cese. Maraming salamat.
Bye-bye.
Thank you po.
Thank you po, Toy. Thank you, Doc Shake.
Thank you, dear.
po, Doc
Thank you,
Cese.
Dan. Yeah, God bless. God bless.
God bless po.
Dr. Mimi, have you anything to say?
Uy, thank you, Ma'am Mimi. Thank you po sa inyong lahat. Ma'am Tess.
The email that I posted, you can try it again. I checked it and it's already okay. The one I posted on my screen a while ago, because they said it bounced back. But this time, kindly try it again if you have your questions, so I can answer them via email. Thank you.
Yeah, we have corrected the email address, Dr. Mimi. Thank you, Dr. Sheikh,
Thank you
for
po.
enlightening us and the parents.
Thank you po.
You really did a very good talk for the parents.
Oh, thank you
So
po.
to all our parents, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you in our upcoming webinars and other orientation. And again, for those who weren't able to join this webinar and parent orientation, this is recorded, and we shall be giving the link to you in maybe tomorrow, tonight, or tomorrow. Sir Dennis?
Yes po, Ma'am Tess. I will po. I will send you the link.
Okay, so can we have our MC for the last words, Sir Edgar?
Yes,
Ay,
ma'am.
excuse me,
Yes, ma'am.
Dennis. Sandali lang. For the parents of the preschool and senior high school, please don't think that we have neglected you. It's because when we are talking about the Genyo, these preschool and senior high school are not subscribers. So anyway, in Las Piñas, we have Dr. Mimi herself as the academic coordinator in senior high school, together with Miss Tess. So they'll be the ones to take care of the orientation and the different platforms that they will use. For the preschool in Las Piñas, I think they will be using Edmodo and Moodle and Edmodo, because they don't have any Genio LMS. In Las Piñas, Ms. Tess, please tell them about the platforms that you will be using in Bacoor. Ms. Tess.
Yes, ma'am. I have mentioned earlier that we will be using Edmodo and also the Moodle app for our
In preschool.
In preschool po.
What about in Sir Edgar? I think you can share what you are doing, what you will be using in senior high school, Sir Edgar.
Yes, ma'am. For now po, we are exploring and we are trying to maximize the options of Google Classroom and the different applications linked with Google accounts po.
So
Like
you
Google
will be,
Docs, Google
yeah,
Forms. Yes po.
you will be utilizing one Saturday for that. Please schedule your orientation. They can be simultaneous with those of Las Piñas, because anyway you will have separate orientation. So Ms. Tess and Sir Edgar, just take care of disseminating the information to the senior high school and preschool parents on when what time these orientations will be, and the different platforms that you will be using.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, yeah, that's all. Dennis, thank you. Dr. Mimi, you
Thank
have
you, Doc.
anything to say?
Nothing more, ma'am. Thank you.
So let's have the
Okay.
closing from our MC.
Okay,
Okay.
so we thank once again Dr. Sheikh Hoxton for gracing us in the first webinar for parents. And we hope that her discussion has cleared some thoughts that have been worrying you for quite some time. We also would like to thank our partner publishing house, who helped us in making this first parent webinar possible, Rex Bookstore through Mr. Dennis. Para sa bata, para sa bayan, Rex Bookstore. Okay, and we would like also to thank you, parents, for allotting few hours of your busy schedule to attend to this webinar. This means so much to us. Once again, thank you very much and good afternoon. Stay home, stay safe, and God bless everyone.
Stay safe.
Thank you
Stay
po.
healthy. See you po.
See you po.
Hello, Dennis?
Yes po, Doc.
Wala na sila?
Yes, meron
Nandiyan
pa naman po. Si
Yeah,
Doc po, si Doc Sheikh okay naman na po.
Yeah, I forgot. Sorry, I forgot to tell you, parents, all those who are interested, we shall start the physical enrollment on Monday, June 15. We did not announce this earlier because we are afraid that we are just worried that if again we won't be allowed to have physical enrollment in schools. But as of now, we don't. They are not. They are not yet giving us a new memo for this, because last time they told us that it would be only for the first 2 weeks of June, we won't be allowed any physical enrollment in school. So June 15, Monday, we will already entertain parents who will be enrolling their children. So thank you very much. Stay safe po. Yeah, pwede na po. Pwede na po sa school magbayad. May chat kasi. Pwede rin po ang online enrollment. Pwede rin po. Pwede pa rin po ang online enrollment. If you think you still cannot go to school, you can still, last date of enrollment, I think it was placed at the end of June 30. So we can already form the classes. Yes po, we have an updated list in parent advisory. Number 4, we have already given the parents the final deductions in the miscellaneous expenses. Mag-Google form po kayo sa accounting, and the accounting officer will give you the schedule of payment. Salamat po. Thank you very much po. Bye-bye po.